I pay my tribute, I say my tribute to recognize my colleagues in leadership of Parliament. We have Honorable Duale, who will be speaking later. We have Honorable Moses Cheboy, who is the Deputy Speaker in the National Assembly. Maybe he should stand and wave. We have Honorable Ben Washali, who is the Whip of the National Assembly. And we have Honorable Senator Susan Kihika, who is the Whip in the Senate. And finally, we have our sister Cecil Limbarire, who is also she has already spoken, she's the Deputy Whip of the National Assembly. We have senators present. You had introduced them? Senators present who are here. Oh yeah, sorry. We have the Minority Whip, Deputy Minority Whip, Honorable Wamalwa. Sorry for the oversight. Any other leader of Parliament? I don't think. Number two is to introduce the senators who are here. Senator Okongo Mogeni. Thank you. Senator Jirani Wahapa. Senator Chris Langat has already spoken. Senator Aaron Cheriot, who was a very good friend also of Joyce and the Senator of Kericho and our commissioner in Parliament. Senator Moses Wetangula, who is the Senator of Bungoma, and is also the chairman of the Ford Kenya. Senator Dr. Alice Milgo, a very good friend, nominated senator and a very good friend of Senator Honorable Joyce Laboso. Is there any other senator I've not introduced who is here? Thank you very much. I'll say only two things. One, first of all, I want to say my condolences to the family, Edwin and your family, Poleni sana. Joyce was our friend. Dr. Joyce Laboso was our friend. I knew her as my personal friend. And I got to know Joyce in last Parliament. We worked closely together. I actually got to know Joyce just before the 2012 elections when she was making her decision to join URP. And it was, I think, at the home of the Deputy President. And from there, I remember Joyce, the friendship we built. She was like my big sister. She guided me in many things. And myself and Governor Sang of Nandi actually were at some point watu wa mkono wa Joyce before we were elected, because she called us to come and do civic education on matters, the Constitution before it passed and thereafter. And so we became friends all through. I remember in the last elections, the first personal interaction on politics of Bomet with Honorable Laboso was the campaign of Nyongores. And we had agreed that it will be a test case of whether or not we will win the governorship. So we spent a lot of time here campaigning door to door in Nyongores, which is not very far from here. When the results came, because we were sure we were ahead, everybody was just saying Jubilee, 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 Jubilee. I don't know what Governor Isaac Ruto did the night before the elections. The next day, we lost. I remember I was in Uganda, and as she called me and said, we have lost. She was so discouraged. But I told her that this is now the very test of how we should prepare ourselves for the main elections. And many a times we were here campaigning together. And I want to say to the people of Bomet, asanteni sana for the work you did to elect Governor Joyce Laboso. As a testimony of the fact that you elected Governor Laboso, I want to say this. Before the last elections, we used to come here for so much noise. There was a lot of noise in the in Bomet from 2013 throughout. We used to come here every time we were reported in the news to Kilimana. Najua wanasiasa tunakuja hapa tunalimana. Tangu Joyce Laboso akuwe governor, hakuna kulimana ya kisiasa iliwahi kufanyika kwa hii Bomet. Na mimi nasema asanteni sana kwa sababu ya hiyo. Ya pili, nataka kushukuru rais na naibu wa rais, kwa sababu sisi tulikuwa marafiki wa Joyce. I know you may not want to, so that you may not look biased, but I want to say this. I know rais mwenyewe na naibu wa rais mlichukua deliberate step using your own personal resources to make sure that we elect a woman governor in this county. You did it. And every time I met the president and the deputy, they were not doing it because they wanted to remove so-and-so or they wanted to do this. They made a conscious decision that we want in these elections to party wamama governors and wamama senators. And I want to say, Your Excellency, Joyce appreciated that to the end. And our friends who are here, whom you supported together, appreciated that. The last thing I want to say, Joyce told everyone who cared. And I want to say this because I was in the hospital before she went to London. I was there in the story that the deputy president was narrating. We stayed with the DP for about 2 hours, I think 2 hours. She spent more than 2 hours with the DP alone and myself, less than an hour. And we didn't know that Joyce was going to pass away. In fact, she didn't want to dwell on her disease. She was always talking about leadership, governance, the things we need to do, the things we want to change. But she told everybody who cared that she didn't want the relationship between the president and the deputy to be affected by our other politics that you usually hear, Kieleweke, Tangatanga, and all that. By the way, me, I don't know about that Kieleweke and Tangatanga myself. I only hear. Because I have never gone to a meeting where people are saying tukae hapa to Tangetange or tukae hapa to Elewane, ama tusielewane. So I used to tell Joyce, but there is nothing that exists. Akaniambia, even the perception itself that there is a division in Jubilee, she does not feel that it's right. And Joyce's personal wish was that if we want to unite Kenya, those of us who work with President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy, if we want to support the agenda of uniting the country through the handshake and all this, it must start first with us, the House of Jubilee, by working together as one team behind the president and the deputy. And I think the Bible says that, I think in the book of Revelations, and the message was to the church of Ephesians, if I'm not wrong, that go back to your first love. I think it's important for all of us, particularly those of us within Jubilee, to demonstrate this unity we are talking about. Joyce here, the ladies who are singing here, we don't want to see our women, others are called Embrace, another one Inua Mama, another one this one. Can we say today we bury the hatchet when Joyce is lying here, and we go back to the first love and demonstrate the unity that we had when we started the word Tuko Pamoja, so that we can demonstrate that relationship going forward. The last thing I want to speak as a person who is in a house that deals with matters devolution. I want to thank the MCAs of Bomet. Na washukuru sana kwa sababu hamkuonyesha hizi vita kati yenu na gavana wenu. Na kuenda mbele, mimi naomba sisi wenye tumepewa jukumu ya kupambana na mambo ya ukatuzi, kama kuna maneno yenye tunapigania, tuketi ndani, tutafute suluhu, tuweke kaunti yetu ikue moja, tutumikie wananchi wetu, tuhakikishe maji imewafikia, wamama wamesaidika, na hii yote tufanye kwa heshima ya mama wetu Joyce, na tuonyeshe across our counties that we can work as a united front. May the Lord bless you. Asanteni sana. Thank you.